For social studies today, we're doing the character story, Fairness. So I'm going to read the story and then we're going to answer some questions. Now remember, you could do the questions on your own if you don't want to do them with me. After this, I'm going to read you a story, a picture book about things being fair. So let's get started. Make sure you're following along with your finger or a pencil. Fairness. Fairness is making things equal for everyone. It is also about taking turns and following rules. There are many ways to be fair. Rita was a real stickler for the rules. Some people complained about it, but she liked a fair game. If she lost the game, she lost because she didn't play as well, not because of cheating. The other kids called her the umpire because she was so fair. Ken was the classroom's snack helper. He was the best at making sure everyone got their fair share. No one ever complained about not getting as much as someone else. He was very careful to give everyone the same amount. Everyone liked that about Ken. How do you show fairness? So let's move on to our questions. Number 1, what is Rita's nickname? Is it A, judge, B, umpire, C, ruler, D, rulebook? What is Rita's nickname? If you need to go back in the story, you can. It's going to be in the second paragraph, and it's the last sentence. The other kids called her the umpire because she was so fair. So what was Rita's nickname? Was it judge, umpire, ruler, or rulebook? It was B, umpire. Number 2, who gives everyone a fair amount of snack? Is it Ken, Kelly, Kurt, or Katie? Now we could go into our story, and it's the third paragraph. And it was Ken was the classroom snack helper. So right here, it was Ken. So who gave everyone a fair amount of snacks? A, Ken, B, Kelly, C, Kurt, or D, Katie? It was A, Ken. Number 3. Blank liked that about Ken. No one liked that about Ken. John liked that about Ken. Someone liked that about Ken, or everyone liked that about Ken. D, everyone liked that about Ken. Number 4. Rita likes when people break the rules in games. Is this A, true, or B, false? It's B, false. Rita does not like when people break the rules in games, and she does not like when people cheat. So number 5, I can show fairness by. Discuss this with your family members. I'll give you an example. I can show fairness by taking turns. Very good. That ends our character story for the day, and now I'm going to read you a story. Okay, we're going to read Cutting in Line Isn't Fair. Latasha patted her hair as she walked to the front of the bus stop line. Is she trying to take cuts? Asked Jessie. You know Latasha, said Rachel. Jessie and Rachel watched as Latasha talked to a girl in the front of the line. The girl shook her head. I knew it, said Jessie. She's trying to cut in the line. Latasha doesn't like to wait, said Rachel. I don't like to wait either, replied Jessie. Here comes the bus, said Rachel. Jessie picked up her backpack. Look at that, said Jessie. Latasha is in front of us in the line. What? Asked Rachel as she turned around. They gave her cuts, said Jessie. That's not fair. She's with Megan, said Rachel. She's still cut in line, said Jessie. The kids climbed into the bus one by one. I'll look for a window seat, said Jessie. Then we can sit together. Okay, said Rachel. But all the window seats were taken. Rachel followed Jessie to the back of the bus. The bus was so full they had to sit in separate rows. The bus driver closed the door and drove to the next stop. Jessie sat next to a boy she didn't know. I wish I could sit with Rachel, thought Jessie. Jessie looked at the front of the bus. Latasha was sitting by a window. She cut in line and got to sit by a window, thought Jessie. No fair. Miss Kay took attendance for the day. This morning, the third grade was going to the library. Jessie and Rachel lined up when Miss Kay called their row. "I want to read the next Mystery Girls book," said Jessie. "I want to read the one you have now," said Rachel. "Let's ask the librarian to check the book out in your name," said Jessie. Then Latasha walked by. "Not again," said Jessie. "Look, she walked right up to the front of the line." "She's talking to Megan," said Rachel. "Look, Megan gave her cuts," said Jessie. "Again." "Latasha and Megan are friends," said Rachel. "I know that," said Jessie, "but taking cuts isn't fair." Miss Kay's class walked down to the hall to the library. "Put your books in the bookshop," said the librarian. "Take a shelf marker." Jessie walked up to the librarian. "Can my friend Rachel check out my old book?" "Of course," said the librarian. "Let me check the book in." She put the book under the scanner. Beep! "Now Rachel can check it out," said the librarian. "Thank you," said Jessie. "Thank you," said Rachel. "Let's get the new Mystery Girls book," said Jessie. Jessie and Rachel walked over to the shelves, but the book wasn't there. "Where did it go?" asked Jessie. Rachel looked around the library. "Latasha has it." "Latasha!" said Jessie. "She took cuts, and now she has my book. That's not fair." "What are you going to do?" asked Rachel. "I'm going to ask her for my book," said Jessie. Jessie walked up to Latasha. "May I have that book, please?" "What?" asked Latasha. "You cut in line and took the book I wanted," said Jessie. "I did not," said Latasha. "Yes, you did," said Jessie. "The book was just sitting there on the shelf," said Latasha. "You weren't there." "I wasn't there because you took cuts," said Jessie. "Twice." "Twice?" asked Latasha. "You took cuts at the bus stop, too," said Jessie. "We weren't at school yet," said Latasha. "It's still not fair," said Jessie. "You took cuts at the bus stop and took the last window seat." "It's just a seat," said Latasha. "It didn't matter." "If it didn't matter, then why did you take cuts?" said Jessie. "Why not?" said Latasha. "The other people were there before you," said Jessie. "Megan saved my place," said Latasha. "Doesn't Rachel do that for you?" Jessie looked at Rachel. Rachel shrugged. "Sometimes," said Jessie. "So you take cuts too," said Latasha. "Well," said Jessie, "I guess I do." "I don't like to wait," said Latasha. "Nobody does," said Jessie, "but that doesn't make it right to cut." Latasha gave Jessie a look. "Even when I do it," said Jessie. Latasha looked at the book. "Here," she said, "I can read it next week." "Thanks," said Jessie. "I'll save it for you." Latasha smiled at Jessie and said, "Good, then I won't have to cut in line." The girls all laughed. The end. And that is the end of our social studies lesson for the day.